To anyone who wants to build things with their hands, Abram is like a superhero, which makes total sense, especially after he spent more than 40 years teaching people how to make stuff with wood. Through his 2 TV shows that ran for a really long time, The New Yankee Workshop and This Old House, Norm helped make woodworking something normal families could do together all across America. Whether it was his quiet, friendly voice or his simple work clothes, Norm was like a helpful teacher for lots of people who wanted to learn skills, be patient, and make cool things. But in 2022, Norm quietly stopped being on TV, which made many of his fans really surprised and wondering why he left and how this choice has changed his life since then. Abram's story starts in early October in the late 1940s in a small town called Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And here, while other kids were outside playing sports, Norm was the boy working next to his dad in their garage. There, he learned how to work with wood, watching his father as he turned regular pieces of wood into useful things. By the time Norm was about 9 years old, he was already building things by himself. One of the first things they made together was a small wooden car. This simple project meant something really special to father and son, and it showed what the little boy would do when he grew up. Norm's father wasn't just teaching him how to build stuff, it was also teaching him how to be patient, to work carefully, and to care about every tiny detail. As Norm got older, it became clear that working with wood was what he really loved. But his father also wanted him to go to school and learn other things. After he finished high school in Milford, Massachusetts, Norm went to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where he first started studying how to build big things like bridges. He would later change to learning about business. This turned out to be the right choice for him, considering what he would later do as his main job. However, something really sad happened that almost broke Norm's heart. His loving father, who had been there for him his whole life, died. This was something that hurt Norm for a very long time, and anyone could understand why. Father and son had been really close. They both loved working with wood, and they did many projects together, making this time of sadness even harder. After finishing college, Norm quickly got into the world of building houses. He got a job at a big construction company in New England and showed how good he was really fast. In only a few years, he got promoted to being the boss of building sites. Even though his job at the big company was going well, Norm wanted more. He wanted more creativity, more control, and more ownership of the work he loved. So, in the mid-70s, with nothing more than courage and a dream, he took a big risk and started his own business for building things called integrated structures. This was a risky thing to do that could easily fail at any time. But Norm was building, and he was doing it with everything he had learned from his father. Soon enough, he got known for doing really good work. Norm didn't know it, but this was just the beginning. There was still so much coming in his future that no one could have guessed. Norm had never worked on television before, even though most people now know him from the New Yankee Workshop. While he was growing his building business, something no one expected happened. In the late 70s, a TV show maker named Russell Marash was fixing up his own house. He hired Norm's company for the job and was so amazed by Norm's work that he really noticed him. But it wasn't just how good the work was. It was Norm's calm personality, clear way of talking, and natural skills that stood out. Russell asked Norm to be on a new PBS show called This Old House, which was all about fixing and making houses better. The show's main guy at the time was Bob Vela. Norm said yes to help fix up an old, fancy house, and that moment was the start of something really big. From that first project, Norm's TV career took off. This Old House started in the late 70s and quickly became really popular all across the country. The show got people interested in fixing up old houses, and its focus on real, hands-on work inspired people everywhere. Norm became more than just someone who worked with wood. he became a teacher. His calm voice and step-by-step help made hard jobs seem possible. He helped viewers understand both the how and the why behind each task. His style gave people the courage to try their own projects without spending too much money. The work was still tough, but now viewers had someone to look up to. Someone who made them believe they could do it, too. Even though Norm probably didn't think he would stay on this old house for so many years. His job grew. He worked on many different types of projects, saw styles change over time, and still kept inspiring people to grab their tools and start building. What made Norm special wasn't just how good he was at his job. It was his real love for making things with wood. He cared deeply about carpentry, and that love showed in every nail he hammered and every lesson he shared. While Norm was on this old house, he kept learning and getting better. Over time, he became a true master at his craft. He learned how to mix old and new styles to create special, one-of-a-kind pieces thanks to changing trends in woodworking. This old house showed how Norm's carpentry skills grew through fixing up homes. But a new door was about to open for him. In the late 80s, Norm was given the chance to create something of his own. That's when the new Yankee Workshop started. It was a spin-off from this old house, and it let Norm focus completely on his true love, woodworking. Each episode of the new Yankee Workshop showed a new project, from simple chairs and desks to really complicated designs that only skilled experts like Norm could build. The show ran for more than 20 seasons and became a special place for woodworking fans. Norm didn't just make furniture. He also built outdoor things like sheds, sailboats, and gazebos. Viewers learned not just how to build, but also about the history of furniture. Norm sometimes visited museums and old historic places too, show how traditional styles were made long ago. But what really made the show special was Norm himself. He always put safety first, reminded viewers to be careful, and broke down hard tasks into simple steps. His calm voice, clear instructions, and deep respect for the craft inspired people all over the country. Even though it looked like the shop was in Norm's backyard, it was actually owned by the show's producer, Russell Morash. The shop was carefully set up. One wall had the workbench and drill press. Another wall had the miter bench, storage, saws, and even a small computer and TV. There were special areas for sanding, storing tools, and finishing projects. Every corner of the shop had a purpose. The fall of 2009, WGBH in Boston announced that the new Yankee Workshop would not make any more episodes. Norm shared his thanks, saying they had done amazing work and that he was proud of everything they accomplished. He said the show had always been paid for by sponsors and could have continued, but he chose to stop. He felt he had done everything he set out to do and wanted to spend more time with his family. For many years, fans could still watch the show online and even download project plans. But in early 2023, the agreement that allowed the show to be streamed ended. That meant the episodes were no longer on the This Old House platform to make sure the legacy lived on. The show's YouTube channel began posting old episodes. In a video, Russell Morris shared the news and said he was excited that a new generation could now watch the new Yankee Workshop online anytime they wanted. Thanks to this old house and the new Yankee Workshop, Norm became a household name. .com, friendly personality and strong teaching style made him a favorite on TV. He was even invited to appear on popular shows like Good Morning America, Entertainment Tonight, and The Late Show with David Letterman. When the show ended, fans felt a mix of sadness and deep respect. Norm may have stepped away from TV, but he didn't give up on woodworking. His love for the craft, his teaching style, and his kind spirit left a lasting mark. He inspired a whole generation to pick up tools, build with their hands, and take pride in every cut, nail, and project. Even after leaving the new Yankee Workshop, Norm Abram didn't disappear completely. He still appears now and then on this old house, sharing his knowledge and experience. These days, he spends more time working on personal projects. One of his biggest ones was buying and fixing up an old house near the coast of Rhode Island, where he could enjoy his love for the ocean and use his carpentry skills. Norm's calm presence on screen touched many people. And even though he didn't write any big best-selling books, his skills were shared in magazines, books, and online. As a regular on This Old House, Norm also helped write articles for the show's magazine, giving viewers project instructions along with what they saw on TV. So, even if someone missed the episode, they could still learn from Norm's years of experience. Later, the magazine stopped being printed and moved all its content to the show's website, where fans can still find helpful tips and guides, given how skilled and thoughtful Norm is about carpentry. His writings probably included plans, special techniques, and ideas about the art of building. Over the years, he helped write several books focused on woodworking and do-it-yourself projects. These showed a different side of Norm, one that was just as thoughtful and inspiring as what viewers saw on screen. One of his most personal books was Norm's New House, where he shared the journey of building his own home. It wasn't just a guide. It was full of personal lessons and decisions, giving readers a look at how a master carpenter works when no one's watching. It showed his careful planning and how much thought he put into every board and beam. Then came another book called Measure Twice, Cut Once. This one taught more than just how to use tools. It shared Norm's way of thinking. He explained how to plan, avoid common mistakes, and treat every project with care, no matter how small. Knowing how important it is to start learning early, Norm also helped create a woodworking book for children and families. This book made woodworking safe, easy, and fun for beginners. It wasn't just about making things. It brought families and classrooms together to share the joy of building with their hands. Those are just a few of Norm's highlights. His name appears on many more books, often written with other well-known woodworkers. Early on, he helped write the new Yankee Workshop book with Tom Silva, capturing the spirit of the TV show. Then came classics from the new Yankee Workshop, followed by Mostly Shaker, a book that celebrated traditional, elegant designs. Later, he worked on outdoor projects from the new Yankee Workshop, where he applied his style to gardens, patios, and yard furniture. Even as the years passed, Norm didn't slow down. He published more on his own, including more editions of Measure Twice, Cut Once, which remains a favorite for beginners and skilled builders alike. Now, in his later years, Norm still carries the same excitement he had as a boy helping his father. In the garage, he might be older, but he's not done. Whether it's teaching others or trying new projects, Norm still looks for fresh challenges. For him, carpentry was never just a job. It was something deeper, and he's not ready to hang up his tools just yet. As for what's next, Norm once said he wanted to learn how to build boats. That just shows how much he still loves learning and growing. What made Norm special wasn't just his skill. It was the way he made people feel connected. He made woodworking feel possible for everyone. That's why his shows stayed popular for so long. Even though television made Norm well known across the country, his life has always been about more than just woodworking. Norm is a caring husband and father. He is married to Elise Howenstein, and they live in a home in Rhode Island, where Norm continues to explore his creativity and come up with new ideas. Before he married Elise, Norm was married to Laura Kahn. Their marriage ended sometime around the mid-90s. The reason for their breakup has never been made public, but both of them moved on with their lives. Norm has many interests outside of woodworking. Over the years, he has also enjoyed making music. He plays the mandolin, the banjo, and the guitar, using music as another way to express his creativity and try out new hobbies. It's clear that Norm has had a huge impact on the world of carpentry. His strong love for carpentry and his dedication to doing excellent work continue to inspire the next generation of builders and makers. Recently, some fans have become worried because Norm has not appeared much on This Old House. Neither his family nor the people behind the show have given a clear answer, and this has led to rumors that Norm may be dealing with cancer. While we do not know the truth, we can only hope that Norm continues to inspire others to be creative and hardworking. Norm also gives back to his community, serves on the board of trustees for Old Sturbridge Village, a museum in Massachusetts that focuses on life in early America. In the early 2000s, he gave a graduation speech at the North Bennett Street School in Boston, which is known for teaching skilled trades and crafts. Norm has also supported programs that help young people learn building skills, including the Generation Next apprenticeship program. Norm has received many awards over the years, along with gaining a large group of fans on his social media pages. He has earned several important honors for his work and dedication. Norm has won more than 10 awards, including the IQ and Heart Distinguished Service Award. This award was given to him by the American Academy in honor of his dedication to safety on television. He received it in the year 2009, which was also the year the new Yankee Workshop ended. If you watch the show, you might remember how Norm always reminded people to wear safety goggles when using tools. He made safety a big part of every episode. In the year 2018, Norm received the well-known Ken Burns Lifetime Achievement Award. This award, given by filmmaker Ken Burns in Old Sturbridge Village, honors people who have made important contributions to the arts. Norm earned it because of his work on projects that helped preserve history. His efforts on the new Yankee Workshop and This Old House were great examples of that. That same year, he also received the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Lifetime Achievement Award. This is one of the highest honors in television, and is given by the same group that hands out the Emmy Awards. This award recognized Norm not just as a talented carpenter and host, but as a television legend who educated and entertained millions of people over many years. Norm is not the only successful one in his family. His wife Elise is also an accomplished and inspiring woman. She has become a role model for many women in the design world. In a profession where men have often had the lead, Elise has shown that women can shine just as brightly. Norm Abram's journey is more than just the story of a man who built furniture or appeared on television. It's the story of someone who turned a childhood passion into a lifelong mission to teach, inspire, and uplift others, from learning in a quiet garage with his father to becoming a trusted voice in millions of homes. Norm never lost sight of what mattered most: patience, craftsmanship, and heart. Through his calm guidance, thoughtful words, and deep respect for the tools in his hands, Norm and his wife Elise helped people believe they could build something meaningful, too. His lessons were never just about woodworking. They were about care, effort, and the joy of making something with your own hands. Though he now lives a quieter life away from the spotlight, Norm's legacy continues. Whether through old episodes, books, or the projects he left behind, his work still teaches, inspires, and reminds us that great things can come from simple beginnings. Norm Abram wasn't just another reality TV star who just built things for views. He was the man who dedicated his life to building traditions among families. It didn't stop there. People have become more confident, and communities have grown out of decades of Norm's faithful teachings. It is no surprise that a lot of people regard him as a national treasure, because now, at 75, it is very clear that for Norm, it was never about the fame.